my name is Mark. So as some of you probably know, a couple of weeks ago I started a new series called YAIT, You Ask, I Teach. And it's a pretty self-explanatory title. In that series I try to teach anything you guys leave in the comment section below. Well, guitar and or music related, of course. And if you haven't watched the first episode, it's about revamping your 12-bar blues, you know, adding some extra chords and stuff like that. And on that video I received a comment from a guy called Mark Mishia, who was asking for a lesson on fusion stuff, kind of Guthrie Govan style. And again, as some of you might know, I've done quite a few videos on Guthrie Govan and about his fusion-ish style. So I replied to the guy and said, okay, cool man, but I have already done tons of videos on that. You can check those out on my channel. Perhaps you have something more specific. And he asked me to talk about some of those more outside sounding scales and how to use them. You know, those whole tone scales and diminished scales. And again, I actually left a comment on there, not trying to be a douche, but I actually already made videos on that. But I thought, okay, let's sort something out. This guy clearly wants some advice on that fusion style and outside soloing, I guess. And even though I've made a bunch of videos on those topics, since that guy took the time to write 2 comments, and I think has left some other comments in my other videos, I thought I'd share this trick I use to solo over these fusion-ish chord changes just for you, Marcus. Maybe this can help you out with that fusion style you were wondering about. But before you go through with it, I just want to say, please subscribe to my channel. You're probably aware that YouTube's been acting a little bit weird lately. Even if you subscribe to a channel, those channels' videos may really not show up in your subscription box. And even if you ring the little notification bell thingy below, you still really will not be notified of that channel's content. So if you want to stay tuned to my content or the content of your favorite creators, you really should subscribe and turn on all the notifications. And since that may or may not work, I highly suggest you follow me on social media. Not only do I post some exclusive stuff there, like improvised solos and jamming over backing tracks, and generally whatever I'm up to at the moment, but I always post there about my videos. Links for the usual suspects will be below, like Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, even though I don't really post much on Twitter. And since you're down there, please consider leaving a like, and perhaps check out some of my other videos after this one. Perhaps you'd like to check out what about this really awesome trick to improvise and play over chord changes that is approved by Marty Friedman and Jason Becker? Or even maybe how to add those Frank Zappa, Eric Johnson odd note groupings to your playing? And last but not leastly, forget your scales and arpeggios. You should be playing dyads. Links for all of those videos will be on the description below, on the card section right there, and on the annotations of the end screen. So please, stay tuned. And I guess now we can get straight into it. Okay, so getting to this trick I was talking about, when soloing over these kind of fusion-ish changes, well, let's be honest, we all probably feel pretty comfortable playing around our minor pentatonic blues-ish scale, right? By the way, I'm tuned a half step down. But you don't really need to, and you don't really need to worry much about it. It's not really like I'm going to teach you specific licks or something. I'm just going to show you something I usually like to do. And let's say that we're kind of over A minor. Again, I'm tuned a half step down, so for you it would probably be a sharp minor. And one thing that happens in fusion quite a lot is that we modulate keys, and many times we actually go either a minor third up or a minor third down. It's not really a constant, but it happens quite a lot. So let's say that we're trying to play a solo where we modulate keys a minor third up. So let's say like A minor to maybe C minor. And we could get a fancy backing track with fancy chords, but for the purpose of making this much easier, let's just suppose that we're playing over the blandest chord progression, which would be A minor to C minor. Well, we all know that if we have a A minor chord, we can use our minor pentatonic over that chord, right? And when we modulate to C minor, we can then start using the C minor pentatonic scale. But we all probably know that if we just do that, it will sound a little bit bland. It's like going... We don't really want to play over these chord changes as if we were using a switch, like, okay, switch up A minor time, switch down C minor time. We want to play in a way so that it feels like we're effortlessly changing between them, right? And I'm going to show you a really cool way that you can use to kind of go between A minor and C minor. And again, you can pretty much apply it to any other key you want. And again, it will not only work to go from A minor to C minor, but from C minor to A minor. And why is it a good method to do it? Well, because you're mostly around your blues scale. So let's get to the nitty-gritty of this. When you have your A minor pentatonic scale, the two main chords you can get out of that scale are A minor, which takes A, C, and E, and C major, which takes C, E, and G. But over these chord changes that we're doing, aka A minor and C minor, the C minor chord, which would have the notes C, E flat, and G, those notes aren't really in our minor pentatonic scale, but they are in our blues scale. Our blues scale has that E flat. So my advice would be, when you're playing over A minor to C minor, to play your regular A minor pentatonic licks, but when you move to your C minor, really target your E flat or that D sharp. And to be honest, this kind of gives you a sort of melodic minor vibe. Again, let me give you a quick example, but be aware that I'm not really listening to the chords when I'm doing this. I'm really trying to audiate in my head, so any mistakes are on me. Can use to kind of make this even more easier is to really play whichever licks you want to in that kind of A minor pentatonic zone box thingy, but really substitute each E you have for an E flat. So instead of playing a lick like, you could play, or that standard lick of going, you could actually go. Again, as I mentioned before, this isn't really about specific licks, it's more about you trying to explore these sorts of ideas. Again, it would sound kind of like this. And again, it can be really cool. If you guys actually try any of this, go on Instagram, film yourself playing, and then tag me on Instagram. Again, at @MarkHenriquesGuitar. And if you can, use the hashtag YAIT too. I would really like to see what you guys can come up with. But now getting back to the lesson, the last part that I really want to talk about is really about going from C minor back to A minor. And again, I want to talk about this because we can kind of have the opposite of this chord progression. And again, the trick I like to use to go from C minor to A minor is again a pretty old blues trick. If when you go to your C minor, you're still really in your A minor zone, it's pretty easy to go back to A minor. You're still in that position, right? But let's say that when you were playing over that A minor to C minor, that you went to your C minor pentatonic box. We really want to hit a chord tone from A minor, right? So if you're in the C minor pentatonic box, you can either land on the A, which would be the 6th of C, and by that you would use that really old blues trick, kind of Santana-ish blues trick. You can either land on that A right there, here's your minor pentatonic box. Your 6th would be right here, just a fret below. Or maybe you could land on it an octave up. Or maybe looking again at the chord tones of A minor, we could go perhaps for the C. But then when you keep playing, you really gotta remember you're now in A minor, not C minor. So don't really fall into those notes of the C minor tonality. Again, it's something sort of like this. And the last note we have is our E. And again, the E is the major third of C. And again, since we were focusing on E flat for the C minor, since now we want to target that E, kind of going to C major-ish, you can still kind of play all of your C minor licks. But then when you land on your A minor, just kind of switch whichever E flat you have back to E. Kind of like this. And just a small note, remember that when you're doing this last trick of the E flat going to E, really don't forget about all of the other notes. For instance, in this case, when you're doing this sort of C minor pentatonic-ish for the C minor chord, This note right here is an A sharp, and an A sharp against an A probably isn't the sound you're looking for. So perhaps something you would want to do is not only change the E flat to an E, but also change the A sharp to an A. So kind of playing something like this. And again, at least to me, I think this is a really cool trick. Not only because you can really use these sorts of things really quickly, because let's be honest, if you're watching this, you're probably already used to a little bit of the minor pentatonic scale. Again, there are probably tons of things we aren't really doing with the minor pentatonic scale. The minor pentatonic scale isn't really just the one you can go. There are really some interesting nuances that you can really try out. And again, the same way we were playing over A minor to C minor, we can sort of mix these together and go kind of A minor to C minor, back to A minor, back to kind of F sharp minor. I'll kind of give it a shot. Yeah, I'm not really sure how it turned out, but yeah, you probably get the point, right? So yeah, if Marcus, you appreciate this somehow, leave a comment below. I don't know, let's just get to the outro. Thank you so very much for watching. Hope this video was helpful to you in any way possible, and if it was, please leave me a comment below. Do you have anything to add to this discussion? Did you agree? Did you not agree? Was there something I missed? Something I should have said? Again, the comment section is all yours. And if you want to get into this YAIT series, all you have to do is to leave a comment with the hashtag YAIT with whatever you want me to talk about. And also leave a comment about this video. Do you have anything to add to this discussion? Did you agree? Did you not agree? Was there something I missed? Something I should have said? Again, the comment section is all yours. And as always, I'm giving away free one-on-one Skype lessons, and anyone can enter. But they are limited though, so you gotta be fast. And all you have to do to win one free Skype lesson and discounts on future lessons is to subscribe to my channel, turn on all the notifications, follow me on Instagram, and then DM me on Instagram or one of my other social medias if you want to follow those two, with screenshots proving that you did everything mentioned before. And yeah, I guess that's it. Again, thank you so very much for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on all the notifications, leave a comment for my YAIT series. Again, this series is all about you guys. If you want to watch more videos on this sort of stuff, you guys really need to leave a comment below. Also, please check out some of my other videos after this one. Again, they will be in the card section right there, probably in the annotations of the end screen and in the description below, so yeah, stay tuned. Don't forget to follow me on social media and perhaps apply for those Skype lesson thingies. And yeah, cheers!